How's it going, Leo community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So let's get started. Learning how to evolve your views about the many different things that have happened in your past using gratitude. Being grateful for not giving up. Being grateful that you have been given this chance to make it this far. To change our perspectives, Leo, requires us to step back and look at the bigger picture. Oh my goodness gracious. That is something that can be hard at times, especially when we've built a routine of a lot of self-blaming for the things that have happened in our past, especially the inevitable events. Oh, I almost blah like that. But it can be hard. A lot of times it can be easier to blame yourself over things that you couldn't control. And so let's get started. Sometimes we have to sit here and incorporate a different kind of leadership. The leadership and the views that we have. The views of the outlooks that we have in life. I feel like you have a lot of confrontation when it comes to being able to lead yourself to other views. And the thing is, maybe you're confused. When you look back, when you look at these certain things in the past, you're not really seeing the intentions behind them. And just to relate to you, Leos, a lot of times I beat myself up about my past. And as I go through this journey of life, as I evolve into these different phases, the phase that I'm in now is I look back at some of the things that I regret, some of the things that I'm hard on myself about, and I look at the intentions I had behind it. And when I look at those intentions, my intentions were pure. My intentions weren't ones of trying to bring folly to others. And so there I learned to forgive myself for having those harsh views and being grateful that I have come to a point where I can assess things. I can look back on things a little bit differently. And this may be a skill that you are getting ready to acquire when it comes to learning how to help yourself heal. So we have a bunch of things that we're not seeing, and it looks like we're at odds ends with quite a few things here. This first one has to do with gentleness. Learning how to be gentle with yourself, especially when it comes to the harshness of your views of your past self. It is easy to blame yourself. It's easy to be hard on yourself, especially when nothing makes sense to you. So let's see what else we have here as I was talking about healing. You are the only one who can give yourself permission to heal. You are the only one who can give yourself permission to start moving forward. You are the only one who can give yourself permission, I should say, to look up, opposed to looking down through disappointment. It doesn't mean that you're a traitor. It doesn't mean that you care less about what has happened in your past. But the thing is, it shows that you care about the relationship that you have with yourself. Something else you're at odds ends with is support. Maybe feeling like you have support. Maybe feeling like you're able to reach out for support. Or maybe it's learning how to support yourself in a different way when it comes to your emotional, your spiritual, your mental, your physical. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I love this one because I've seen this when I was cleansing the cards. And this is like what you're embarking on if you choose to start to heal your past views, is you're embarking on a rebirth. I know a lot of people say they'll never change. But if you never change, then you never emerge into a newer version that is evolved, a newer version that has learned. It's like somebody who's still using the black and white TV that they grew up on and taking that with them throughout their life and never going and buying a new TV, or maybe always sticking with the same vehicle they had when they first learned how to drive and never evolving and being able to go get another vehicle. That doesn't make sense, right? Because a lot of things don't last forever, and in some instances we are forced to purchase things and evolve with the technology, evolve with the times. Thank you for your patience. It's pretty early right now, so I'm still grasping at waking up. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Leo, you have been steadily evolving with the times throughout your life, but you've stood stuck in your emotions, in your mind, how you see yourself spiritually. So how can we start to evolve this, give ourselves permission to evolve this again, to have a rebirth? Because you're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to change. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It doesn't make you a traitor to anyone. And if anyone's upset that you're trying to evolve to become better, then they're no good for you. If somebody sits here and deems that you need to be miserable because of some past choices that you made, they're not good for you. They're not good for you, because this person probably looks at life as everything has to be perfect. Every person has to make perfect choices. Man, forget that. That is not the human experience. That is a facade that we've been fed since school when they were trying to make us all the same. We're not all the same. How we see things, how we take things, internalize them kind of thing is not the same. All right, so let's get going into the present. What is it that needs to come out for the present? Being able to step back. I think that's the biggest thing. Practicing patience. Don't rush off like you usually do, especially when things start to hit your emotions. That is the time to kind of like put a pin in it, so to say, and just acknowledge it, and maybe at a later time when you're comfortable, go back to it and assess what it is that's happening within, what it is that triggers you, what it is that causes those emotions, and really filling it out with yourself, Leo. One thing they didn't teach us in schools is how to go in and assess ourselves, but also how to go in and not only assess ourselves, but be able to communicate with ourselves to help ourselves navigate our emotions. They did a great job of teaching us how to sit and stay in school, but they didn't teach us skills that will support us throughout the different phases of our lives. They never really taught us how to really take care of ourselves. So something in your past has to do with conflicts. It has to do with misunderstandings from others, maybe a lot of hot-headedness between you and others with this 7 of Wands. But right here directly, when it comes to things that you are really hard on yourself about, the things that, it makes it hard for you to be able to support yourself in your present moment, when you have a lot going on, it has to do with the relationships that you've had, whether with people, places, and or things. With this Wheel of Fortune, you're not holding any kind of type of optimism to these past relationships with these 6 of Cups. Something here that you feel very immature about. You feel very withholding. You also feel like, I'm hearing it was a tougher time back then. Now, either you were having a tougher time navigating things, or whoever this involves was having a tougher time with you. And what this has to do with a lot of world energy as well. So the world card is going to be attributed to Saturn energy. Now, Saturn energy is where we resist change, but we also keep in the same routines to seek security. So whatever it was, you're upset that you didn't evolve with whatever was happening. You didn't do things differently. Now, who is guilty of that? I'm guilty of that all day, every day, especially when it comes to how I think about the past situations. I always go back, could I have done something different? Maybe if I would have spoke how I speak now to them, things would be different, but that's not the case. What has happened in the past, especially when you were going head to head with somebody, was what was meant to happen. The choices you made were not, I want to find a different word. The choices that you made, you may feel like they're mistakes, but they weren't mistakes. It was all divinely planned, because through these mistakes, through what we think is failure, is how we really sift through things and really figure out how we want to be, how we want to show up for others, but how we want to show up for ourselves. And if you learn from this, then you're going to be able to show up for yourself differently and show up for others differently. Now, with this last card here under this rebirth, we have this Two of Swords. Your mind is something that really plagues you, and it has to do with trying to hold on to the perspectives that you have now. And again, with not giving yourself any kind of other optimism when it comes to the wheel, because optimism is Jupiter energy. This is Sagittarius energy. You also feel like your philosophies back then, how you seen things, your wisdom that you used, you feel like it was all wrong. But the whole thing is, you need to congratulate yourself, and you need to see that differently. Look at that other side of the coin. Why was it all right at that moment? Because you're looking back so many years ahead from this past. And now that you've grown, now that you've changed a little, now that you've experienced life a little bit, now things look differently to you. Do you see how your views have been changing? So now we need to hold optimism to this view and look at things from the other side of the coin. Why it was you were making the decisions that you were making, why it was you were going head to head with this, and you were getting stubborn just like this other was probably getting stubborn. What it is if, and this is probably where you're hard on yourself, is you feel like you didn't show up. But the thing is, you were showing up. And what I'm hearing to say is, if you truly didn't care, if you truly didn't want to be there, then why does it bother you now? It's because you cared. You wanted to be there, and you could only be there in the ways that you knew how to be there back then. And that's okay. That is not a crime. You were only working with what you knew in a different phase of your life, Leo. And this is something that you are really hard on yourself about. And this is where you need to be gentle with yourself. And this is why you'll have that rebirth when you look back at the intentions you were using back then. Because you didn't have intentions of malice. You didn't have intentions of wanting to hurt another on purpose. But you only knew how to handle it in that direction. Alrighty. Ooh, that's a lot coming out for that present. Take a deep breath, Leo. Take a deep breath, taking the time with the exhale. Let's call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Please help keep us safe and protected as we navigate Wow. Navigate the Leo's block here. One more. I'm hearing that's enough. That was a solid that's enough. That was a very masculine energy. All right. So again, as you see, this block even falls into a lot of your present. It falls a lot under these intentions, support, gentleness, and rebirth. So let's get going. Oh, Tower. This is something that you need to let happen. You have to let those old views crumble. Those old views where you felt like you were using unorthodox kind of ways. Those views where you felt like you didn't hold mercy to some things. And this is a lot of stuff that you're not seeing, especially when it comes to those relationships that you wanted to meet you on a certain level, but they weren't meeting you on a certain level. Was it that they weren't respecting you? Were they not respecting your space? Did you feel like they were treading on the things that you love? That's why I said it's time to look at the bigger picture when it comes to things with this other. Something else here is we have the Ten of Pentacles. It really bothers you that you weren't ever able to make it to the fullness that you felt like you should have had with this other. Whether it's a person, place, and or thing. Something else here. There we go. The Nine of Wands. Now we go from the Seven of Wands to the Nine of Wands. You're so defensive that it's almost like you're blindly leading yourself into things and you're tripping, you're falling. And it's kind of beating you up because you can't look straight forward ahead because you're too busy looking at the past stuff that you regret, the past stuff that you beat yourself up on, encaging yourself. Something here is maybe this person was supposed to teach you something different. Maybe this place was supposed to inspire you to want to do something different. Maybe when you change this perspective, it will inspire you to do something more. I'm being told I need to read this Page of Wands. This signifies male energy, and if we know male energy or masculine energy, it's progressive type of energy. This energy likes to be fed in the sense so it can keep moving because we have the wands here. When this energy gets stuck, it becomes out of balance. So we have a person who's self-confident, charming, generous, nature lover, enthusiast, active, and evolved. Very emotional, courageous, and has strong convictions. Encourages and inspires others to be their best. Ongoing and gregarious personality. Maybe that's what was supposed to happen, is this person was supposed to help bring in a new face for you to where you step out a little bit different. And the thing is, maybe that very emotional was the key. Were you not operating through the emotions in the time of the past? Maybe if you would have led with the heart a little bit more, you felt like things would have been different. But did you hear those words? What was it? Inspire, courageous, strong convictions, enthusiastic, active, involved. Maybe the lesson in the past was supposed to teach you certain skills that would have had you involved a little bit differently. And excuse me, and it's not too late. This is something that you're meant to still learn even now at this time. And we have this last card here. Oh, this is awesome because this was at the bottom of the deck. The reason why this was supposed to inspire you to do things a little bit differently was because you were supposed to reach this point, the Magician. Even now you're at this point, but you don't see it. What's so special about the Magician is how the Magician alchemizes things. If you know anything about alchemy, it's turning lead into gold. Something that is not worth that much, that's heavy, that many people don't want, into something that everyone finds of value. How can we turn the lead, the things that weigh us down in our past, to the very gold that inspires us, that helps us transmute the many different things in our life, especially when it comes down to our personal relationships with others? Now, the Magician also represents Virgo energy. Virgo energy is Mercury. It's about communication and how we think. And this is where you're supposed to evolve yourself as well, having that transmutation. Another thing about Virgo energy is the 6th house. It's the house that's right after your house, Leo. And the 6th house is self-examination and improvement. It's also taking care of yourself. And these are going to be steps that you're going to learn how to do a little bit differently when it comes to how you view yourself. A part of taking our care of ourselves is learning how not to make ourselves our enemy, learning how not to be against ourselves, because the divine did not bless us with this journey to make enemies with ourselves. Oh, that was 2121 right there when I said that. I usually don't call out times like that, but it just felt right. So, as you see right there, doing something a little bit different because it's guided to. You've been guided to this point right now. You're guided to think about this over and over and over, not as a punishment. Remember, is to have a rebirth. Rebirth, how we feel about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we see others as well. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a beautiful story right here. I mean, there's a lot of trial, there's a lot of tribulations here, but it's still a beautiful story. It's been a beautiful journey. You just have to wake up to it, Leo. So let's call in divine, and universal energy. What are the positive messages that you have for the Leo frequency? Oh, that one's so fitting right there too. Casting away the negativity. A lot of times we think we have to be hard on ourselves. We think we have to hold on to the things that we messed up on. But if you look at this card, do you see how much damage that would do to one? Look at that. If this was to actually really hold on to this sword, this dagger really tight, then it would start to cut itself. And that's what happens internally when we hold on to negativity. So right here, the biggest thing is you need to cast this away. We need to cast it away on how we look at these relationships with others, especially being hard on ourselves. With the snake right there, that also represents Scorpio energy. This situation is actually meant to give you a rebirth, because Scorpio energy is transformation through relationships. This energy was sent, the way it's all happened was meant to have you learn something from it and to evolve into more of an authentic self. So let's see, something here also in your past. You gotta let go. You gotta learn how to navigate. Look at that lionfish. Your emotions to things. Remember, changing the perspective. Instead of focusing on everything that went wrong, focus on everything that you were doing at that time to try and support whoever it was, how you were trying your best. And it took a lot for you to finally, put your foot down to things. It's time. It's time to let go of the negative views and switch it and start to look at the good fortune of this past instead. One thing about Cancerian and Scorpio energies, they have those little, and so what ends up happening is they end up clamping onto something for far too long. These two energies right here have a really hard time of letting go of things. And I really like how that came out right there too. So a few other things we're not seeing, dear Leos. Oh, I really like this. This one was at the bottom of the deck when I was cleansing, after I got done cleansing. We need to be more mindful. We need to be more mindful and not be at odds ends when it comes to giving ourselves permission to have happiness. Look at that sun right there. Sun represents Leo. Let's read about this sun right here. It is the basic self, the soul of self. It can show where we have an urge for power, urge to express our leadership potential. So with that sun card here, you have to express again this leadership, leading yourself a different way. And it's okay to be happy, creating those mindful moments to start to unprogram yourself from the routine that you've been doing for years and start to reprogram yourself with a different routine, one that encompasses you being allowed to be happy. Oh my goodness. And especially when it comes to how you look at these past relationships, how, you really don't hold optimism to them. Something you're confused on is the very magical power that you've been showing up with. From the past all the way to now, even into the future, that magical power has to deal with your dedication to things. You always being in flight and moving for the things that you love, the things that you're dedicated to. Because Leo, your energy, the lion's heart, is all about self-sacrifice. You sacrificed a lot for whatever this was in the past, but you're not recognizing it. Something here is internal charisma. Think about those intentions. Where are your intentions at now? Where were they in the past? What was the charisma behind what you were trying to do, but also trying to protect? Oh my goodness. A lot of times we can't say how things are going to blossom out. A lot of times we can't predict the currents that will come in either. But being able to be adaptable, to be flowing, to be willing to let things unfold to their full potential, whether if it's light, if it's dark, because it's all one and one is all. It's time. It's time to heal. It's time to reclaim your internal charisma again, the things that drive you. Oh my goodness, it's time. It's time to heal through gentleness, leading ourselves into a different way with being mindful of the things that we have been holding on to from the past. Mindful that sometimes things have to start falling apart in order for rebirths to happen. It's hard. It is so hard to be able to navigate the things that we felt like we failed at, especially when it comes to past relationships. But there was still good fortune, good intentions in your past, because somewhere you were most likely self-sacrificing. How can we let this go, but with an optimistic view? An optimistic view when it comes to ourselves. Being able to support ourselves. Being able to give ourselves permission to be happy again. Oh my goodness gracious. We got to learn how to turn that frown upside down internally. Leos, you're very dedicated. I've never met a lazy Leo. I'm not going to lie. Leos are always very passionate. Leos, when they finally take off onto their own journeys, they usually don't come back because they're so dedicated in trying to do things for themselves. Whatever it is that inspires them, whatever pulls out that internal charisma. Don't forget that, Leo. All right, so this is going to conclude it. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.